Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over 5 players that I think could win you your week in week 12 of the fantasy football season. And before we start off, I want to encourage you guys to please hit that subscribe button and like the video if you did enjoy at the end. We are on our way to 1,000 subs. Thank you so much again for 500 subs. We are growing this channel so quickly. I appreciate every single one of you guys. But first off, you guys are either going to call me, the biggest genius after this week or the biggest idiot, all right? And I want you to listen to my whole spiel before you, comment something down below about this one. Bryce Perkins could be a great pickup if you are in desperate need of a quarterback going against the Kansas City Chiefs. Last week's stats, he was 5 of 10, 64 yards, all right? But the thing that I'm really looking at, 5 rushing attempts for 39 yards. This guy is going to be flustered and he's going to be scrambling. He's going to take maybe one read and then try to scramble away. And he could get over 100 yards rushing, I think, pretty easily. As long as he doesn't throw too many interceptions in this contest and doesn't fumble, doesn't do any of that. If he maybe passes a touchdown, rushes in for a touchdown, even just one touchdown, he could provide better value than a lot of guys on your waiver wire. I was thinking of really picking him up this week. I'm not going to lie. I have Tom Brady. I heard the weather is supposed to be bad in Cleveland. So I was really debating it. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody on my bench that I could drop. If we take a look at my bench here, Daniel Jones already played. And most of these other guys, let me know if you would drop any of these guys for Bryce Perkins. I don't think I am, but let me know after this weekend ends if anybody picks him up, anybody starts him if they're in desperate need, and he goes off against a terrible Kansas City passing defense. I think it could happen. I think we could see a miracle in LA. I don't think they're going to win the game by any means, but I think they're going to be down and need to throw. He's going to scramble a lot, and hopefully he finds the end zone at least one time for us. Next up on the list is Jeff Wilson Jr. I've been talking about Jeff Wilson Jr. in a lot of videos lately, as have many other YouTubers on the fantasy football scene for good reason. Last game, 17 carries, 119 yards, a touchdown, 2 receptions, 24 yards. That's going to be 22.3 points in PPR fantasy leagues. I think he does more of the same against a Houston defense that is not the best in the world. Also, Raheem Mostert hasn't practiced in 2 days. Wednesday and Thursday did not practice at all. If Jeff Wilson is the only running back in this backfield, I'd feel very, very confident about him scoring over 15 fantasy points. I think he could easily win you some matchups this week. Next up at number 3, we have 2 players, Terry McLaurin and Antonio Gibson, only because I love this matchup going against the Atlanta Falcons. I actually like both these players going into the rest of the year as well. Terry McLaurin is clearly Taylor Heineke's favorite target on this offense. And then we go over to Antonio Gibson. He's taken a lot of carries away from Brian Robinson. I think he could easily be the starter in this offense again. Like I said multiple times in the past, now this backfield is just flip-flopping. It was Brian Robinson's job, then it was Antonio Gibson's job, then it was Brian Robinson's job. Might go back to Antonio Gibson, and he provides better pass-catching upside than Brian Robinson Jr. So I'm feeling really good about these players in a great matchup against a bad defense in Atlanta. Next up is a guy that I've been talking about a lot again, James Conner. James Conner actually had a decent week against the #1 rushing defense last week. 14 carries, 42 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 catches for 12 yards, 13.4 PPR fantasy points against the San Francisco 49ers. This week, a much easier matchup against the Los Angeles Chargers, who have been struggling to stop the run. Pacheco just absolutely torched them last week for 107 yards. James Conner is, I don't know, he's a bit more experienced than Pacheco, so I expect more of the same from him right here. Close matchup at the end of the day, in my opinion. Even if Colt McCoy starts and it's not Kyler Murray, I think this matchup is close. And I like his pass catching upside. James Conner is good for around 3 catches in every single game. I think he could easily get you around 20 or above 20 fantasy points this week. We'll see how that actually plays out, but I'm very confident in this matchup as well. Last but not least, we have Latavius Murray, who is the clear #1 running back in Denver with no Melvin Gordon anymore, as he got cut from the team the other day. There's no real other running back that's going to take carries away from him. Chase Edmonds is injured at the moment, I believe, so he'll be out a few weeks. This is a real workhorse running back in Latavius Murray against a Carolina Panthers defense that is not great at all. And Latavius Murray actually catches a lot of passes out of the backfield. So these are all guys on this list that I'm feeling very good about going into week 12. Hopefully they win you some matchups. Let me know at the end of the week, of course, if it helped you out. If any of this information did help you out. In the meantime, drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will catch you in the next video, guys. Peace.